Bitcoin is falling. Is now the time to sell with Bitcoin falling down right around 65,000? Is this just the start? Are we going to fall back down to 50, then 40, then 30, then 20, then 10? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about whether now is a good time to be accumulating and some other big news that just came out. If you don't mind, hit subscribe. Turn on the bell notification. If you've seen videos like this before and you like them, you're probably going to watch them in the future. You might as well hit subscribe. While you're down there, we do have the classic link to MargeX, where you can trade cryptocurrencies using leverage. Right now, they are doing this $5,000 BOEM airdrop, but they're not the only ones that are airdropping meme coins. On CoinW, the second link down, there's a huge 100 million token jungle airdrop. Now, what would this be equivalent to? Well, if you get the whole 100 million, you would actually get about $6,000 worth of jungle. So if you want, you can start by using the link underneath the video. And this actually looks like it's fairly easy to hit, even easier than the requirements for MargeX. So if you want to try this out, there's the link to CoinW underneath the video. It starts in 2 days, so you can get your account up and running, deposited, and you can start trading to feel a little bit more comfortable with the platform. Jungle, like I said, just a small meme coin now, right around $6 million. So who knows, during this bull run, maybe it has a massive spike up, and then that $6,000 turns into something much bigger. So this just came out. Deutsche Telekom T-Mobile to start mining Bitcoin. They're already running a Bitcoin node. Now, for the life of me, I have not been able to see where this was. Apparently, it was said at BTC Prague today. I didn't even know this was an event that's going on. But Deutsche Telekom is like the parent company of T-Mobile. T-Mobile is the brand name in certain locations, but Deutsche Telekom is the massive shareholder. Now, T-Mobile is actually quite involved in crypto. I think it was 4 years ago, Deutsche Telekom was doing something with Chainlink. T-Mobile also provides cell service to Helium subscribers. If you haven't seen that, I've actually made a video on a $20 a month phone plan that uses hotspots, rewards in crypto, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's called Helium. If you want, there's a link to it underneath the video a little bit further, and I have a full video explaining it. But they also provide that service, it's a crypto-related company, right? Now they're talking about mining. Now, to be clear, T-Mobile is massive. This is T-Mobile US. They have a market cap of $206 billion. Imagine a company this size putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, mining Bitcoin. This would be massive. And a lot of these companies have to be careful that they're not overrun, that they are not a legacy company that continues to die, right? I mean, look at the free cash flow. For years, this had negative free cash flow. Only in 2023 did it start to flip. And there's something interesting here because EBITDA went down and free cash flow went up, EPS went up, net income went up significantly. But this is a very debt-heavy company. It has $66 billion in debt, $5 billion in cash. So yeah, I can see why they want to go into something else, like why they want to mine Bitcoin, why they might want to put some of their balance sheet in Bitcoin. It'll be interesting to hear more how this works out, but this is much larger than something like MicroStrategy. MSTR, for example, is around a $26 billion market cap. So you talk about companies that could probably get a lot of debt, that could lever up in Bitcoin. T-Mobile could definitely do that. Now, I don't think they're going to do the same thing that MicroStrategy did. I don't think that by any means, but if they start mining some Bitcoin, if they hold some Bitcoin on their balance sheet, I only see that as a good thing. Now, the price of Bitcoin is falling a little bit here today. You can see we're down by 65,000. Now, what does this mean? Is now a good time to be selling or buying? Obviously, we've gone sideways. Let's see. So since March 4, we've been in this pattern. So what, 100 days? We've been around the same price, just up and down about 10, 20%. Now, I want to talk about the price of Bitcoin and whether it makes sense to sell Bitcoin, because I've had some people mention that they were selling in the comment section. Now, don't roast them too bad, but they said basically, hey, Bitcoin's not moving. I'm going to go put my money in a faster horse. That is a dangerous game with Bitcoin, partly because typically your psychology works against you when it's been moving sideways for a long time. That's usually when it moves up, or when people are fearful, that's usually when it moves up. It's also hard because things don't always continue moving up. Let's say Bitcoin's here and this other stock or crypto is just skyrocketing. Usually it has a pullback at some point, and that's when Bitcoin moves up. We also see so much fundamentally happening in the space, like what we were just talking about, that's bullish. We have macro that looks pretty good. We have rates most likely being lowered over the next year. We have a lot of institutions buying. But let's look at some charts. Look On Chain has a thread on this. BTC plummeted and Bitfinex whales reduced their long positions. So some of this could just be long positions being reduced. Some of it could be liquidation. Some of it could be selling. But let's look at 5 indicators to see what is happening and if it's time to escape the Bitcoin top. So the rainbow chart, probably the simplest chart of them all, just looking at how Bitcoin generally moves over time. The rainbow chart is a long-term valuation tool that uses a logarithmic growth curve to forecast the potential future price direction of Bitcoin. It still shows that Bitcoin's now in a good time to buy. You can see we're in this light blue, which is literally buy on this chart. It's buy. It's not a fire sale. It's not Bitcoin is dead, but it is a time to be buying. Just below accumulation mode. Okay. How about RSI? RSI over 70, Bitcoin is overbought and may fall soon. Under 30, Bitcoin is oversold and may soon increase. As you can see here, typically we see lower highs each cycle and we see lower lows on the RSI. So we're still not even that close to where we would expect, which is an RSI of 80 to 90, possibly. 200-week moving average heat map. The 200-week moving average heat map shows the current price point in blue, which means that the price top has not been reached yet and it is time to buy and hold. Okay, another good chart. And cumulative value coin days destroyed. When the Bitcoin price touches the green line, the Bitcoin price is undervalued and it's a good buying opportunity. The current CVDD shows that the top of Bitcoin does not seem to have been reached yet. All right. 2-year multiplier. The 2-year multiplier, or MA multiplier, shows the price of Bitcoin is in the middle of the red and green lines. It has not touched the red line, and the market has not reached the top yet. I'm going to show you one other indicator as well. So this is another simple one to follow. Buy when under green, sell when approaching red or over red. But let's look at another one. Let's go over to Rational Root. So Rational Root has a very good graph that shows, or I should say picture, that shows when we typically top out. It's called the Bitcoin spiral. And I've done videos on this before, but here it is. The price of Bitcoin moves around in a circle. Actually, time moves around in a circle and the price of Bitcoin is shown in that circle. All-time highs are blue. Bottoms, red, halvings, blue as well. So we're right here. Time moves this way. This is 1 year after the halving. Generally, this is 2 years. This is 3 years. Okay. Typically, we don't even see an all-time high yet. Like if you just go out here, we do not see an all-time high this early after the Bitcoin halving, but we already saw that. Even right now, we're floating around previous all-time highs. Usually, it's 6 to 8 months after the halving. Now, in the earliest cycle here, we saw it about 3 months after the halving. But generally, again, it's over 6 months after the halving. Closer to 7, 8 months. Then we continue to see new highs for about the next year. We peak out, and then we fall down for the next year into the bear market where we hit bottoms. Now, generally, people wait to get out till the very last second. So if we've seen this the last 2 years, I would expect us probably to peak out around here. Now, of course, there are a lot of macro factors you have to take into account, but I would expect us to peak out somewhere in here. So we still have a lot of time. Typically, we wouldn't be even hitting all-time highs yet. We were kind of 6 months early, actually a year early from the last 2 cycles. But typically, we have to wait a little bit longer. So just wait this out, in my opinion. Of course, we could go down drastically. Who knows? But if you remember last cycle, we went up to 64, then all the way back down to 30, then all the way back up to 66 or 65 or whatever that was. So this is not abnormal to see some sideways action, to see some falls during a bull market, to see some retracements. Again, like I've said, over the last 100 days, I think it's healthy because it gets out some of the paper hands. And we continue to see bigger and bigger entities buy into Bitcoin that come into the space and want to run nodes, that want to mine, that want to add Bitcoin to their balance sheet, which it's only a matter of time until Bitcoin's price shoots up, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, though. If you do want to get your hands on some free tokens while trading, and we are getting close to a very attractive point in Bitcoin on just a technical level, like we have seen a lot of support around this level. If you want, you can check out the link to MargeX and to CoinW underneath the video. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one.